So good morning, everyone. Today, I'm going to talk to you about uninsured driving and actions being taken to address it, specifically through the use of the Irish Motor Insurance Database. Many of you here already are aware of the database, but no harm in having a quick recap of why it's needed. Oh, that's too fast. So, uninsured driving is a significant problem in Ireland. It is estimated that over 8% of vehicles on our roads are uninsured. You may think that this is a very high, and it is. We have one of the highest uninsured rates in Europe, 3 times as high as the UK, and 4 times the EU average. As mentioned by Aisling earlier, MIBI pays in the region of 60 to 70 million per year, compensating innocent victims of uninsured driving. This highlights the need for a comprehensive central insurance database that's accessible by An Garda Síochána, Department of Transport, and MIBI. So this central database is called the Irish Motor Insurance Database, or IMID for short, and was set up to comply with the Road Traffic Act and is shared, as I said, with An Garda Síochána. IMID is made up of 2 interlinked databases called the Motor Third Party Liability Database, or MTPL. And this holds information on private motor policies, and as you would imagine, these policies make up the majority of data held. In addition to the MTPL, also holds information on small commercial vehicle policies, for example, vans used by painters and plumbers. We then have the National Fleet Database, or NFD, which holds information on fleet policies such as haulage companies and motor trade policies such as garages and car dealerships. Combined, they give us IMID. So what is in IMID? So the data stored in IMID consists of high-level policy information such as insurer and policy number, type of cover, inception and termination dates, name and address of policyholders, vehicle registrations, named drivers covered, and date of birth. As we have mentioned, IMID is made up of 2 databases. So for data gathered for the MTPL, the insurer collects all the information on vehicles and drivers before incepting a policy. This information is then uploaded to IMID via the MTPL database on a nightly basis. To date, there are in excess of 3 million vehicles registered on the MTPL, with over 5 million named drivers. In November 2023, we began to share this data with An Garda Síochána. In respect of the NFD, insurers provide the majority of high-level policy data, including named drivers, with information on vehicles being uploaded by fleet owners. Over 250,000 vehicles have been uploaded, and this is reflective of some 16,000 letters sent by MIBI to fleet owners earlier this year, reminding them of the responsibilities and to encourage them to register on NFD. In June of this year, we also began to share this data with An Garda Síochána. MIBI has and continues to run several awareness campaigns across radio and TV, as well as numerous social media sites. The purpose of these campaigns is to remind the public about IMID and how that information is now being provided to An Garda Síochána, and that they are more likely than ever to get caught thanks to the capabilities of IMID and ANPR. Now you're in for something of a treat. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the world premiere of our new ad campaign.
Gardaí now have the insurance details for more than 3 million Irish vehicles. These are updated every day. It means the system can identify in seconds if your vehicle has insurance or not. So, if you break the law and decide to drive without insurance, being caught is now inevitable. Brought to you by the Motor Insurers Bureau of Ireland.
I think you could all agree that this ad sends a very clear message to those that believe they can drive uninsured. Their days are numbered. No pun intended, I do apologise. You will no doubt have also noticed some important statistics in the ad. Some 12,500 vehicles seized for driving without insurance in the first 8 months. I think you would all agree that this is a great endorsement of IMID and highlights its importance in fighting uninsured driving. The effectiveness of IMID for law enforcement can also be seen in the social media activity of An Garda Síochána, with multiple posts covering incidents where uninsured drivers have been identified through the system and apprehended. The hope is that these awareness campaigns will help to reinforce the message of how uninsured driving is now being tackled and perhaps convince more uninsured drivers that this is a risk they can't afford to take. To ensure only valid driver numbers are uploaded to IMID, MIBI, along with Insurance Ireland, are seeking to implement a validation process. This will ensure that only valid numbers are written to the database and shared with An Garda Síochána and the Department of Transport. Foreign driver numbers will not be validated. However, when we reach 1st of April 2025, it is expected that all insurers and brokers will validate driver numbers at source for private motor policies. IMID was officially launched as part of the National Insurance Enforcement Day, An Garda Síochána's nationwide initiative with a focus on detecting drivers who are operating without insurance on Irish roads. The event, which incorporated countrywide Garda stops, was intended in Dublin by Minister for Justice Helen McAtee, Minister for State with responsibility for financial services, credit union and insurance Neil Richmond, Assistant Commissioner for Roads Policing and Community Engagement Paula Hillman, Maya Murdoch, CEO of Insurance Ireland, and our own David Fitzgerald, CEO of MIBI. IMID is now available to roads policing and frontline members who interact with the data via their mobility devices. This allows them to check the insurance status of any vehicle or driver by simply scanning the registration number of the vehicle. The addition of the aforementioned driver number will be yet another valuable tool to assist An Garda Síochána in the fight against uninsured driving. This new system to support An Garda Síochána was coordinated through much collaboration between the Department of Transport, the Department of Justice, An Garda Síochána, Insurance Ireland, MIBI, and the wider motor insurance industry. It follows legislative change and the signing of a memorandum of understanding agreement between An Garda Síochána and the MIBI.